All right. Well, it's about time I did a Pulp Fiction review. It's one of my favorite movies. I own it on Blu-ray. I love this movie. I've seen it like hundreds of times probably, and it just never fails to entertain. And so basically, like I said, in the wrong hands, a movie like this could come off ridiculous and pretentious because he's taking all these scenes and basically the ending is in the beginning's in the end, and if it just didn't have the writing that it does, it just could have came off so ridiculous. But what I love about Pulp Fiction uh, is that the characters really seem like there's nobody watching. And I've talked about this on other reviews that he's not asking for forgiveness for these people. And these people are obviously, not the best people in the world. They're making like major mistakes and they're kind of ridiculous and they're drug addicts, they're criminals. But you just feel like you're just sitting there watching real life unfold and they feel organic and to the point where the movie is almost like a comedy actually, but it's dealing with like some serious subject matter of crime. But it just goes to show you that how good the writing is when you don't mind spending 2 hours with a bunch of scumbags. And Pulp Fiction just does that so well. So it's just, and what I love about it is, I think Tarantino talked about this before, is that none of these stories are like new, and you kind of feel that as you're watching it. Everything seems familiar. Like somebody screwing somebody over by taking the suitcase. From Marcellus Wallace. Things like John Travolta's character taking out the boss's lady. With Bruce Willis, he's the boxer that decides at the last minute to take in his own hands and not lose the fight. And now he has the mob going after him. And not only that, I mean, it's all basic stuff. And not only that, the movie, how it's kind of split up, that right there is nothing new either. I'm sure movies have done that before. But where this movie succeeds is that the characters seem different. The characters and the writing of the characters seem very different than what you've seen before in old classic, gangster movies. And that's the, it shows that that it really is sometimes not the not really taking a film that's been done before, but making the characters seem different in the situation that it's been done before. So you can take a basic plot and redo it, but just have these characters act in an entirely different way than you've ever seen before. And with these characters, you really feel that. I mean, every character in Pulp Fiction is just a wild, fun character to watch because they're having conversations. Like you've seen gangster movies 100 times, but you've never seen a gangster movie where you're so interested in what they're talking about it before they do like a hit job or something like that. So he took that whole thing, like in the beginning of the film when Samuel L. Jackson's character and John Travolta's character, Jules and stuff, and they go up there to take these guys out. You're entertained by the conversation they're about to have before they kill these guys, and you don't even know, like the suspense kind of just disappears in a way of what they're about to do, and all of a sudden you're watching it and you're kind of just stuck in the conversation. You're just like, oh man, like the whole Royale with cheese stuff, and they're just talking about cheeseburgers and just talking about the massage thing with the woman's feet, and you almost forget that like I said, that they're going to do that. And so it's almost like a movie was written like, okay, these guys are going to go up and kill these guys. It's almost like a normal movie where they would normally cut out the conversation and just make it really simple to the point where they go to the apartment really fast and get it done over with. But with Tarantino is he took the time for you to get to know these guys, and it's not necessarily about what they're going to do. It's about who these guys are. And like I said, you're interested in them. You're like in the beginning when the couple, robs the restaurant. It's the same thing. You're just you're kind of just interested in who they are. You kind of just you like them, even though they're like a scummy couple who goes around and robs liquor stores and stuff. You're just interested in them as people, and you just don't care. You want to watch them. You're interested in who they are, and it just it just shows you how good of a writer he is. You're sitting at a diner table with these two people you've never met before, and you feel at the end of when they get up and they point their guns at the restaurant owners, you are convinced in a way that you know them now. And that like I said, that is good writing where it can take a small amount of time for you to feel like you know people. And it's all in the small details. If you watch because I've seen it so many times, it's in the small details of what they're talking about. So you're watching it, you're following the dialogue, and the dialogue becomes like a rhythm, like music. And you're just sitting there and you're watching it, and you're just like, okay, so they're this couple, and they, you just feel their relationship. They feel that relationship in the beginning feels organic, and they feel like a couple. And you feel that when you're watching it. You're just like, wow, these people, they feel like they live together, and they feel like they've been doing this for a long time. And a lot of movies have a problem with doing that, where you just don't feel like that. You just don't feel that interested in who they are. And Pulp Fiction does a good job. And that's pretty much what the whole movie is many conversations with people that are stuck in situations that they have no idea what the outcome's going to be. Like they're just kind of going along in their situation of either greed, of power, money, drugs, but you are interested in the conversations that they have. And a lot of movies, it's pretty much an anti-crime film in a way, where most crime films are more about exactly what they're doing. And that's the point of the film. But with this one, you're more interested in kind of them as people, even though like with some of the scenes with Bruce Willis and like after he decided to win the fight, he knows that the mafia is after him, and it goes to a slow paced scene of him and his girlfriend just kind of relaxing in the hotel that they're hiding out in. And it's a very just simple scene of them just lounging around, relaxing, kind of flirting, but it's just so realistic